I feel like I wasted 2024. My life is nowhere identical to what I wanted it to look like. My vision board was pretty much useless. A few days ago, I decided to look back at my 2024 vision board to see what actually manifested and what didn't. Here's how that went. It's almost the end of 2024, so I decided to take a look at the vision board I made earlier in the end of 2023, see how much I have achieved and I haven't. This year was a lot for me. So, anyways, I'm so annoyed by the influencers who love talk about like how they ticked off literally every single thing off their vision board just exactly as they planned it to be. Unfortunately, that doesn't always happen. I started off like some affirmations out here, stepping into the most successful year of my life. Was this the most successful year of my life? It was not. I have no idea. I didn't really decide how I defined success. I feel like I should have made my intention a little bit more clear. I did not dye my hair red. I think my biggest dream for this year was live in New York. I dormed for a little bit, but I think it was really important to me to live in my own space, and I really wanted it to be in New York because I go to school there and it is like a dream city of mine. Unfortunately, this did not happen. I went through a lot of apartment hunting, but unfortunately the New York City apartment market really humbled me, just as New York always humbles us all in one way or another. So unfortunately, no, I do not live in New York anymore. I do live close and I commute. I think that having this sort of dream not come true was so like jarring to me throughout the year that I feel like I couldn't do anything else. And that was really, really, really upsetting. I did not become a CEO. Going to the gym, having a very healthy body, I guess. I went to the gym maybe thrice this year. I feel like this image is really taunting me right here. I did not get a boyfriend. Okay, honestly, I did not even try that hard. That one's on me. I really wanted to model this year. I really wanted to like have a more creative way of expression. Like, I really wanted to be part of something like that. Unfortunately, I was busy with other things and opportunities ever came up. It could be better. It could have been so much better. Of course, I was disappointed to say the least. I didn't get a boyfriend because I was too busy. Work and school took up all of my time. My building doesn't have a gym, and it's such a hassle to go all the way to the other one. And memberships are so expensive. I couldn't try modeling because the opportunities just didn't come up. It's so easy to make excuses and blame the world for things that we didn't achieve. I was too busy. This or that came up. I was too focused on something else. But they're all really just excuses. We do this because it's easier to make excuses and it's easier to blame the world than to take accountability for the fact that you didn't work hard enough. No, I didn't get a boyfriend, but that wasn't because I was too focused on my studies. It was because I didn't put myself out of my comfort zone. It was because I didn't go on enough dates. It was because I didn't talk to enough guys. I didn't go to the gym because I was lazy and I didn't make time. I didn't model not because there wasn't enough opportunities, but because I didn't seek out those opportunities. It's a brutal truth to accept. It took me very long to come to terms with it. The feeling that comes with it is one of utter disappointment and frustration. You know why that hurts? Because you disappointed yourself. Sure, it hurts to disappoint your friends, your family, your parents, or your partner. But when you disappoint yourself, it's a pain unlike any other. You made a commitment to yourself and you failed to honor it. You have to live with the fact that the person who didn't give you enough energy, attention, effort, and time was no one else but you. At this point, you have two options. You can either wallow in self pity and say, there's always next year, or you can hold yourself accountable. Realize why you didn't commit to yourself and what you can do differently now. Here's where the art of pivoting comes in. According to the Oxford Dictionary, to pivot means to completely change the way in which one does something, or begin to run or manage something in a completely different way. In business, when you have a business plan, it's never stagnant. It is foolish to stick to the plan that you made when you were just starting out. As you learn your market and your practice, changes are bound to happen. You have to keep changing, no, adapting to what is necessary for you and your business or your product to succeed. You can start your vision board off with a really, really broad idea, but as the year goes on and you learn more new information about you, yourself, your personality, and your surroundings, it is important to pivot your plan into something that suits your needs better. Basically, you can't plan the whole year a year in advance. You just simply don't have enough information to plan so far ahead into the future. When I made my 2024 vision board, it was December of 2023. Back then, I did not know the trials and tribulations 2024 was going to bring me. I did not know that I was going to be going through a toxic friendship and a living situation that made me loath to even go home. I did not know that the NYC apartment hunting process was absolutely brutal. I did not know that I was such a people pleaser that I didn't even know what I liked or disliked anymore. I did not know that my mindset was so unhealthy that it was affecting not only me but everyone around me. I did not know that taking 21 credit hours, an internship, a part time job, and 2 extracurricular school clubs would give me skin and stomach problems, anxiety that made it hard to even just get up, and a crash out every 2 to 3 business days. At that point in December 2023, I couldn't have anticipated any of these curveballs that life was going to throw at me in 2024. And it's not fair of current me to blame 2024 me for not achieving any of these lavish dreams that I wanted to. I was just surviving. But without even knowing, I'd realized halfway through the year that I had to pivot my approach. I had to heal parts of me before I could even go on to achieve any of these said dreams. This wasn't on my vision board at all, but earlier this year I picked up meditation. I would have never considered myself to be a spiritual being. I used to think that meditation was a waste of time. I began my healing journey this year. That would have sounded absolute like spiritual boo boo nonsense to 2023 me. I would call myself a woman of science and not believe in things like healing and spirituality. But here I was, meditating, healing, journaling, nowhere to be found on my vision board, but I began to heal parts of myself that were so toxic and made me anxious. Those anxious part of me that told me I needed an amazing NYC apartment, a hot, rich boyfriend, and a slim, thick hourglass figure to make this year successful. It's because I pivoted into introspecting, finding out what was wrong with my approach to life and success, and ending those people pleasing tendencies that I gained respect for myself. I mean, if I hadn't done that, I probably wouldn't have even had the courage to create this YouTube channel. So just because your life doesn't look exactly like you wanted it to look like before this year started, does that mean it's still bad? Does that mean that you still failed? Maybe the direction that you're going in is totally different from what you initially wanted. But what if this direction is bigger and better than anything you could have ever asked for? Also, if you're anything like me, you have a tendency to look over the good parts and always focus on the negative. Is it true that I did absolutely nothing on my vision board? This photo, my biggest goal is to have an internship or like a real world experience, and it did happen. I was able to intern with one of my like dream companies and I was so happy about it. I had this. I did graduate with an associate's and I did have an honors degree. I graduated magna cum laude, which is not bad because I know I missed summa cum by like 0.5. I am happy with my like academic progress. That's not an issue. That's never been an issue for me. And even though it's a little bit farther from my dream city and where my dream life exists, I do have a very nice apartment that I can pay for and am comfortable in, feel safe in. It may not be exactly what I want, but I still am very, very grateful for it. I did perform on stage. Once again, I did graduate. Did, for the first time ever, make my own money. I did get a job. I'd never had a job before this year. Why would I play it off as if it was absolutely nothing? It's a huge deal to have an internship in this economy, in this competitive industry, especially as an international student. Not many people even make it to graduation, and even fewer people have an honors degree. I am done glossing over achievements just because it's not special enough or because everybody has them. I worked hard for these things and I deserve to be celebrated. Also, not pictured anywhere on my vision board, but this year I was surrounded by so many people who I love and appreciate, and who love and appreciate me, who inspire me every day. I ended 2023 and started 2024 off with roommates who made my life and my living situation so toxic. But now I have an apartment that I feel comfortable in and a roommate who makes me feel safe and appreciated. This is not something I ever would have thought that I would get in the beginning of 2023. I didn't expect any of these things to happen when I made that vision board. Life throws surprises at you sometimes. So, if your life doesn't look exactly like you wanted it to look like, look closely. There might still be blessings in disguises. Life threw so much at you this year. So much. But you still carved your own path in the face of adversity. And if you still feel like there's nothing to be happy about, nothing to be proud of, you have to realize that no one is going to come and give you a pat on the back and convince you otherwise. If your plan from last year didn't work out, pivot and find out what you can do differently. Be an entrepreneur and get to know your target market, which is yourself. What can you do differently to make yourself proud? To make yourself feel like this year was a success? Because no amount of compliments or validation will ever make you feel satisfied. Only you can make yourself proud.